Barefoot Bruisers, what's happening, guys? Well, I did the collection video last week. Basically, I didn't have a whole lot else to show you guys or do anything from last week. So it's been, this is going to be more like a life update, kind of at a crossroads and kind of trying to figure stuff out as we go. You know how that goes. AC in the shop went out. I had to go get AC. Here, this time of year, you get what they have. You don't get what you want. That's just the name of the game. So I got a little bit of unit. You can probably hear it screaming in the back. I got to turn it down to like 65 to kind of overnight. It has a chance to get down to cool, and then as it goes through the day, you don't keep up. But you know, it's better than nothing. So good enough to get me through the rest of this year. We also in the house we have the main AC, central AC or whatever. We also have a mini split in the bedroom, so you can sleep when it's cooler and make it cooler to sleep. It went out, so it's not working either. So it's just been rough on ACs lately here. On top of that, like old injuries get reignited. So, I had a bad motorcycle wreck. It's almost 12 years ago now. Orthopedic surgeon told me then, like, it's not going to affect you right away, but eventually, all your trauma, the body trauma that you've been through, is basically going to take 10 or 15 years worth of life off of you, and you're going to feel it sooner. And I think the last few years it's kind of come more to fruition than I really hoped it would. But I was trying to walk up this stairs. I was filling up a dog, I guess pool, or those old plastic cheapo pools for the water and dogs to run through. We got a couple set up throughout the yard. It's an old set of wooden stairs, which were janky when I moved in this house, and I said I was going to make new ones, but here it is 6 years later, and I still hadn't done shit to it. But I was trying to walk up them, and they kind of collapsed, and as they collapsed, I went face forward, trying to keep my face from getting planted in the cement there, the patio cement right there. So I put my hand out to brace myself, and I ripped every muscle from the top of my shoulder all the way down. So it's been a few days now, and I can't even really sleep that good because it wakes up in pain. You can sleep for a couple hours and you wake up in pain, and you feel the heartbeat through it and all that other crap. So I still ain't gone to the doctor for that shit. I know I probably should, but I still functions, I guess, kind of, sort of. It's not the worst. I can still drive. I probably can't ride. I haven't tried to ride since I tore all that stuff up, which kind of sucks. But it slowed down some shop work. I can't really do a whole lot of. I mean, I can still do Bridgeport work where I'm just doing the drill press, but like manipulating the wheels, I got to use the left hand to kind of do that. So it changes some things. So work's slowing down, but I had mentioned several times, in leading up to it, that my wife's about to start. She's going back to school full time to become a veterinarian. If you didn't know, she was a tech already. We've been doing. We do basically ultrasounds and echocardiograms, diagnostic stuff, basically as a business. She's been doing that stuff for about 30 years. And now it's time to she wants to become an actual veterinarian. There's some legal stuff involved in it too, but more or less that's this story. So that puts us working, because she's a workaholic. I've mentioned it many times. She's going to be working on Saturday and Sunday. We're renting some spots, so like the business is kind of changing from our end of it, but we have another team that's still working throughout the week to kind of hopefully keep the business running and everything smooth that way. It's kind of sort of the game plan. I know probably more information than y'all really give a shit about, but just kind of more like a Scotch N Things. It's update. It's not necessarily about knives. We'll throw some knives in there, but it's more or less a life update. So that puts me at basically only working for the company, like maybe 1 or 2 days during the week, and depending on if they need help or something, I could always run in and do help them. But it's going to free me up for more time to try to concentrate on this knife as a somewhat. I'm at least hope to break even, maybe even possibly make some money on this thing. So I need to start, like the video I did last week with the collection, and letting people know that some stuff was available, and that if you wanted to buy it. But in the past, I probably have priced stuff so cheap that people expect it from me now. So I got a couple tire kickers, and when they got the prices, they kind of went away, which is fine. I don't expect it, but I'm not gonna be able to hook people up. Like, money is way different now, moving forward, than it has been for the last, you know, since I've been on YouTube. Anyhow, as far from my perspective, anyhow, like it's you know, I got to do things differently. So we're going to continue to try to do as much as possible, but I got to make money at doing it now. So I did think about opening the regrinds. I did think about doing, you know, some mod work and stuff like that. But ultimately, I don't think there's a lot of money in that. Same with the reblades. It doesn't seem like a whole lot of people were really interested in reblades. Mainly because the reblades I wanted to do were probably more my style, but I don't know, in general, like, I don't know, people may or may not like that stuff, but when you talk about, you know, a reblade costing $300, it usually scares a lot of people off anyhow. So there's not a lot of people that play in the customs area, and then out of those people that, well, there are a lot of people that play in customs, but you know what I mean, like the exclusively customs, and then if you're exclusively customs and wanted your custom to be modified, that's the, you know, you're slimming your audience every time you do one of those things. So I'm not really sure what kind of, like, business model or whatever I'm going to have as far as that goes, because like I'm enjoying, I really have enjoyed doing reblades, especially now that I'm getting better at them. Like this one in particular, like I don't put this down. Like I carry this all the time. That's why I quit putting Instagram pictures up. Like, you want to see the same knife every day? I honestly carry this knife almost more than any other knife. So I can make myself happy with these knives. But we'll use this one as an example. Like, is it visually, or is it the money that I want for the knife? But like nobody has really, like, seriously been interested in buying it, which is fine. Like, if I can please myself, that's goal number one. Moving into a business point, like, I gotta be able to please myself and have, you know, someone interested that wants to spend money on stuff too. Otherwise, it's no point of being a business, right? Which, if it turns out that way, that's fine. I'll go back to work somewhere else and make some more money somewhere else, and then be done with doing the knife thing, except for maybe myself. I'm not ready to go down that road, and there are other compromises I could do. Like, I could do the regrinds, I could do reblades, or, you know, I could make knives that are more appealing to the masses and that sort of thing. It's just not something I'm really interested in doing right now. So I'm going to try it my way first and then go move on from there. So I think for now, I'm not going to do any of those things, and I'm just going to try to concentrate on something I want to do for me, which will be, I'm going to try to make my own stuff. What that'll entail, I have no idea. Like, I've always said that I don't really want to do models, but I don't know that I'm, you know, I kind of have rethought that a little bit, because like, you get exposed to certain people's style. There's nobody that really does just one-offs or 5-offs or 10s-off. Like, there are very few people that do that. Maybe, I think the only one I can think of that's similar to that is like Scorpion 6, where he does a little bit of stuff. A lot of his stuff is similar, but he'll do like a run or whatever, and then he quits and does something different, which I do like that, but it doesn't gain the popularity of people experiencing that model and then recommending it, because there's some limited amount. So I'm confused mentally about how I want to approach it. I was originally going to do, like, people send the designs and I do something like that, but like, even looking at the original Sharif design that I did, and then hearing, I don't know if y'all have seen any of his videos, like where he talks about designing the knife. He's really particular about almost every single thing that's on the knife. Like, he does it with purpose. It's not just like, I think that looks cool, let's do that. It is sometimes, but the lines match the lines, and he's looking for a precision that's like more CNC. Like, he wants it exactly like this, which is fine. It's just not the style of building that I'm doing. So when I looked back at his design, I'm like, I know why I failed at it. It's because my style is different than his style. Not overall, but like, when he's designing something, he knows exactly, he has the vision, he wants exactly this. Not any more of a vague, because first of all, I'm not, like, I don't like being locked in. I've made stuff to blueprint for so many years that, like, to make a knife, like, basically blueprint style, like, now I might as well go back and make 8 times more money doing aerospace. Like, there's just more money doing that than there is in knives. It is what it is. Like, I literally could make probably 10 times more money going back to work aerospace than I could work in knives. So if money becomes the issue, it's pretty obvious I got another career I could go back down, start making more money doing that versus the knives. So it's a kind of like, where do you want to, I don't know, where do you want to trade off at a certain point? You know what I mean? Like, so that I guess what I'm trying to say is that style of knife where somebody wants exactly what they want kind of thing isn't really going to work for me moving forward for a business model at this point. Like if I ever get that mill running, which, you know, down this is a way back burner, maybe I will. But I'm thinking like even the knife that like Eon's designed for me, I do want to make him one. But it's not really a knife that I look at and go, that's what I want to make. So I don't know where I'm going to go. I might just start with a handle design, try to make a couple different blades for it, maybe A2, you know, I don't know, like, and then can experiment until someone, hey, or, you know, a model might hit and resonate with people and like, hey, that's cool, you should make another one of those. I know quite a few of you are already very supportive of me and the channel. They'd probably buy any piece of crap that I made just because I made it, which I don't want that. I want to truly make something that people want and I am proud of, you know, like sometimes stuff works the way you want, sometimes it don't. So, you know, I'm not really sure where I'm going to go on it. I got a lot of figuring out to do. So I will have more time, but the house has been neglected. Stuff around the house has been neglected, like the stairs I just mentioned that I've said I'm going to fix for the last 6 years that are still sitting there unfixed because after I busted my ass, I basically just don't go over there anymore. You know, just stuff around the house I need to get caught up. But once I'm caught up on stuff, you know, end of this month, kind of beginning of next month, hopefully, I do want to look more into actually trying to make a knife. As to where that's going to lead us on this channel, I don't know, because like I feel like I can show you the progress of what I got right now, explain some stuff, but I don't know if that's as interesting as just like showing the final product. I know some people are into it for the making part of it, or, you know, learning that sort of thing, and other people are into just wanting to see the knives. So you know, the channel itself has basically fluctuated. You know, when I started this, it was purely just, hey, look what I got, and let's talk about something, or knife community stuff or whatever. For me personally, I haven't been consuming as much knife content. There's a few people I watch almost every video they come out with. There's other people that like, you know, they don't do a lot of videos, but when they drop a video, I'm definitely watching. And then there's just general interest. So like lately here, when I go to watch something on YouTube, it's not been mostly knives. You know, like sometimes it's tooling and figuring out other things, like sometimes I watch car stuff, that you know, like Western Champlin, that sort of thing, like, you know, like, you know, it's your interest kind of wean and wax, motorcycle stuff obviously, but like I haven't had a ton of interest, and I didn't want this to happen when I started diving into knives, but almost all the makers I talked to were collectors. They're not currently collectors, not into, and they haven't experienced everything as much as like the regular knife guys. And then half of that's good because I'm not buying and not feeling like I need to buy, you know, the latest and greatest or whatever, trading and all that stuff like that. I've not been buying. I'm looking to buy knives like on sites to buy stuff like that for quite a while now. I mean, opportunities pop up and I'll look at them and that sort of thing. And sometimes people send me stuff to look at, which is cool. Sometimes they're too good of a deals to kind of pass up, and I'll just buy them. And then other times I buy like that kickstand, the last kickstand I bought. I didn't need to buy it. I could use that money right now. But I bought it. It's sitting there. Someone asked me about it last week. I told them the price because it's basically the same price of what I paid for it after I did the mods, and they weren't interested at all, which is fine. It's lesson learned to me. Don't spend the money unless you want to spend the money, kind of thing. But I don't know where I'm going with this, other than I guess I should show you a few things. Progress. This is called progress. So this is probably the last batch of reblades I'm probably going to do. I'm not going to say definitely, because I do enjoy reblades a hell of a lot more, and I'm still learning a ton. But like, there's really no money in this. Like, you know, let's say I charge $300 for a reblade. At $300 is probably, like, honestly, like, I don't stay on it for the whole day, but it's probably 4 or 5 days, maybe even more. It's way more than that, actually, of work that goes into it. A lot of it's me trying to figure out how to make what I want work. Let's show you an example right quick, because a lot of what I'm doing is just trying to figure out like how to machine it where I'm more comfortable with it and stuff like that. But just this week alone, there's 3 that didn't work out how I wanted them to work out. Like the internal stop pin thing. I know a lot of people like the internal stop pins. I don't have a comfortable precision way of doing it how I want to do it, especially when I'm not 100% sure of the blade style I want to use when I'm starting and that sort of thing. So like, as you can see on like these, like they're just roughed in blanks. I haven't even drawn the blade yet, so I'm trying to get this stuff dialed before I even move into trying to cut one out or anything like that. So like for me personally, I'm every one I'm doing, I'm trying a little bit different way and trying to think about it a little differently, and I'm finally starting to kind of dial in what I want. So let's start. Well, I guess we'll start with this one since it's sitting right here. This was the Red Horse Knife Works War Pig. I had originally resculpted remember I was telling you I was going to redo the frame and kind of do that. I already did that, and I re-orange peeled it and that sort of thing. I started working on it again. I didn't like the blade shape after I got done with it. Like it just didn't feel good in my hand. Like it was awkward feeling for me. So I wanted to do a different reblade. I'm not sold on this blade style. That may change it again, but as of right now, this is what this was looking like. So a little bit different take on the whole War Pig thing. Whether it'll turn out or not, I don't know. It's just currently like kind of the vibe I'm on right now. I know I barely showed it to you, but it's not, that one's not even. That's like just started basically. Like I'll probably only got like beside the machining and the profiling, like very little time by actually fitting it and trying to get. I got to order new pivots. I got to get a new stop pin, make a new stop pin. I got to do a lot of stuff to that one. So I'm not even going down that one. This one was. Remember that Phantom Steelworks from Denise? So even after I got done with that other one, I was planning on sending it to her the way it was, and I know she didn't like the flipper only, and I know she wanted it modified from where it was. I can't remember what she wanted, like the flipper modified, or I can't remember what it was. This is one that I could have probably just started over and been better off. Just copied the design and redone all the internals and been better off, because like all the pins, none of them are parallel. They're all like angled and stuff, and I'm trying to work with what I got, and this is obviously not cheap material, so I can't just go drilling holes and hoping for the best thing. So like this is honestly like I'm having to work with what I got, so I'm trying to do the best I can with what I got. But she wanted the chameleon eye on it, and she wanted the slot on it. So this is another one that just took me a little bit of time to kind of figure out what I wanted to do. This is just rough grind. It's not heat treated at all. You can see the chameleon eye when it's deployed, how it's kind of hidden back up in there. I try to make it where it wasn't like coming out the bottom, and the placement of it was kind of a little more tricky, because if I'd have moved it this way, it'd look different. So like I was just trying to figure out the best way to do it. It just took a little bit of time. Same on this side. So once again, this is just rough grinds, pre-heat treat. I basically take it to like that thickness before I heat treat it. So then I'm just trying it to see what happens. But the detent and the lockup are already done on this one, which is, I don't know, maybe smart, maybe not. Like I don't know if it's the best procedure for me doing it this way, but this is what I'm doing with this one. So this one ended up getting a reblade, which I'm kind of cool with the shape. It's different, it's unique, and it kind of blends with the knife. To me, it kind of goes with that knife, and kind of the whole thing flows. I think it's a better looking knife than what it was anyhow. And I had to make another backspacer for this one too. So like I think I've made 4 backspacers for this before I finally come up with this one that I like. And hopefully it'll all turn out. So that's that one. This one's that Reese Wheelan that used to be a Hawkbill. Let me see that. I'm not gonna grab it. This is Tobias's, and this is one that like when I started it, I was like thinking he might want to turn it back into that Reese Wheelan, so let's do it this way kind of thing. As I've gotten going on, and I'm like, okay, this is definitely going in a different direction, so how can I make it look cool? This is all still like basically, work in progress. So he wanted the slot all the way through the blade. I'm gonna call it Vandermeulen style, because I believe that's the one he showed me, and I know DSK does it too, but like Vandermeulen is the first one I know that did the straight through fuller type thing. And I'd experimented with different ways of doing this, but like ultimately this is Tomas's decision to try this, and I love it, because I think the line of it works good with the frame closed on both sides. So I was originally going to do the chameleon eye on one side and the slot on the other, just like I'm going to do on almost all mine. But this is this one. Obviously, you see the kind of sort of proposed grinds there on that side. And a lot of work going into it still, but like there's the sort of look of it as it is anyhow. So beast of a knife. So if you're familiar with Million Brothers, the T1s, they're quarter inch, like all three pieces, and that's pretty much what this one is. So this is basically, it's contoured, so it's only a quarter inch at the very thickest part. So it does taper a little bit, but it's basically the same thickness as a T1, but it's a much bigger knife than a T1. I should have brought one, but I can already tell you it handles better. Like I like the way it handles much better than the T1 does. Probably because of the bearings, but just the feel of it in general. I think this is gonna make a cool knife. Obviously, work in progress, that sort of thing done. So those are the last 3 reblades that I got planned to do, and I might do some of my stuff on my own. Like I still want that kickstand that I mentioned a minute ago. I might reblade that one and try to move that one on. I don't know. Like, it's not a point right now where I need money, but like, I gotta start thinking about not losing money. Like, the collection, y'all know, when you collect, you lose money on everything you buy. So like, if you even break even, you're doing good. Like, there's some stuff you can, but by far and large, if you're spending money, you're losing money. That's just how it is. So I gotta figure out how to at least make that even keel, so I'm not losing money in this endeavor, because the financial restraints are somewhere else for me at this point. I'm prepared. I'm saved. I think I'm fine. But things pop up all the time, like AC's breaking down. And believe it or not, I just gotta share this real quick. I know y'all probably don't care, but the AC to get the mini split charged in the bedroom costs more than it does to me to buy another one that comes charged. Does that make any sense to you? Any sense at all? Like, they know they got you by the short hairs here. Like, you need AC. So, like, if it's broke, they know you're coming to them. Total ripoff, man. Total ripoff. So, I guess I'll be ordering another mini split. As dumb as that sounds, but it comes charged. Like, I just buy another one and get them to come service it. Anyway, I know I'm rambling. Over 20 minutes of me rambling. As far as the channel goes, like, I'm torn on what to do here, because like I really do enjoy the channel. I enjoy the interaction of the channel. I just don't feel like I'm going to have enough to show you, and I'm kind of moving from the collector point of view to the maker point of view. I don't want to make this like this is how I make this thing, or just showing you all the ins and outs. I can do more shop videos and that sort of thing. I know a couple of people have asked about it, but by far and large, I don't know that that's going to be of as much interest. I don't know if I'm going to want to stop and film all that stuff, edit it and all that stuff. So I got to figure out what I'm going to do in the channel. So there may be some changes coming to the channel. If y'all just want to hear me run my mouth and shoot shit every weekend, I'm fine with that too, because y'all know I can talk. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I guess for now, we're going to call it a week. I hope you guys have a good week, and we'll check back in with you. All right. Later, y'all.